Okay.
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 So Noah and
Me.
Ryan,
Him.
asked me to pick out
He asked
something to review this week.
Yep.
And
Ryan was like, Curtis is choosing next week on the ride home.
in his George Lucas voice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
I don't remember.
I thought long and hard about it. I wasn't really sure.
And then you looked into your heart, and I felt like I needed to get a drink.
What?
Jeff Winger.
Oh.
I thought long and hard, and so I looked into my heart, and I felt like I needed to get a drink.
Yes.
And six beers later or something, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So this is where I make a notch in the desk for a classic winger, right?
No,
And Troy Barnes has notches.
And what did...
I don't remember.
someone
It
else
went
had-
all the way
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Oh, it was something about Jeff's body, comments about Jeff's body or something, or how he looks.
Yeah, so I settled upon this random episode of Community. Because I like it.
It's a good episode.
I kind of figured because it is a filmmaker's film.
About a filmmaker's film.
Yes,
It's
very meta.
super meta,
Oh, yeah.
if you think about it.
Yeah, they throw in like 2 or 3 Charlie Coughlin references who
Mhm.
directed several movies that were...
It was something for the Spotless Mind. I remember that one, and
Yeah, and he had just had a movie come out that won some awards or something,
Yeah.
so...
one of the movies I've wanted to watch that he made was Being John Malkovich. I
Right.
still want to watch it, and I've just never found time to. But I've heard it's such a weird film because you go into John Malkovich's head, and it's a bunch of John Malkoviches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that.
It's the Jack Sparrow introduction in At World's End?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't know, he plays like a bunch of different people that he imagines. It's really weird.
Sounds weird.
Indeed.
All right.
So, I think we should preface this with Community as a series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, I agree. I was going to just comment that this episode takes place in the golden age of Community episodes, the first 3 seasons.
First 3 seasons. Before the gas leak year.
Yeah. It's an inside joke.
Is it? The gas leak year? I mean, they directly reference that in the show.
No, I was referencing
Oh, the golden...
maybe the last episode of Community when they're all hugging and then they're counting up, and then when he gets to 4, Chang farts and he says, "It's an inside joke."
I don't remember that, but I haven't watched the last episode in a decent while.
Anyway, you were going to preface it by...
Oh, just saying, this is... Community has 6 seasons. Waiting on that movie. Please, Russos and everyone else involved, come back.
Yep.
And I suppose I gave it away. The Russo brothers produced and directed a swath of episodes of Community before they went and did that Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think they call it.
Is that what they call it?
I'm not sure. Never heard of it.
So yeah, it's funny because the end of this season has the 2-parter paintball episodes, which we're not going to talk about today, but those episodes got them the job for Marvel.
Ah, of course.
Kevin Feige saw that stuff and was like, I want to talk to these guys.
Interesting.
So they were the creative minds alongside Dan Harmon behind the show, and it's top notch, I think.
Yeah.
Interesting, riveting commentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this episode is from Season 2 of Community, Episode 5. It's called Messianic Myths and Ancient Peoples. Is that how you say it?
Messianic.
Messianic. I guess. Oh yeah, that makes more
The
sense.
Messiah.
Messiah.
Abed.
Abed. Abed. I don't think they go that high.
I learned so.
Oh,
I remember.
Here we go.
I remembered learning about that style of singing at one point, and it's very interesting because it uses a lot of like quarter tones, and because it's not Western music, it's more Eastern. I guess from a lot of India style. A lot of styles from India use that. And some of the Middle East. So, Season 2, Episode 5, it was directed by Tristram Shapiro, I guess. And it originally aired on October 21st, 2010. And that's something that I think is really weird. 2010, 10 years ago.
That is
Well,
weird.
season 2
So weird. And we didn't get introduced to this show.
till the end of season 2,
Yeah.
and that was probably a rerun the next year or something, at least.
Yeah, it was. And like we didn't watch these episodes when they aired
No.
because we never got NBC.
I watched season 6 when it aired on
Yeah.
Yahoo.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Yahoo Screen.
Yes.
It tried, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, Community bankrupted them.
Oh.
They spent an overinflated price to get Community, and at that point, it was still more of like a small cult following. Like they were really loyal, but they weren't going to bring the numbers to make that a successful streaming service.
Well.
What do we have here?
That's what that one Klingon would say in Star Trek 6.
That just reminds me of the series finale of The Office when Dwight.
Wait, don't spoil it. I haven't seen it
you
yet.
haven't seen it yet? Oh.
Yeah. Wait.
Okay, never mind.
Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, so Dwight is
Wait.
still alive.
So I have
Yeah.
seen more of The Office than you?
Oh, yeah. I've seen a handful of episodes
Oh yeah.
over the years, but I don't know. Allie and I haven't been able to get through the first couple episodes of season 1.
The
It's
first
really rough.
season is rough. First and some of second season is
Because they're
kinda
just
rough.
directly ripping off the British
Mhm.
Office,
All right.
which it was based on.
But you get
I-
into like season 4 and 5.
I'm not
It's just.
I'm not
it's
that
so
big of an
good.
Office guy. I've just seen pretty much every episode because my roommates in college just threw it on in the
Nice.
background, so it was always on, and I watched some of it. Like I said, it wasn't my thing, but
Yep.
whatever.
I'll get there at some point.
It's an interesting interaction between Dwight Schrute
And someone.
and another beloved character
All right.
That narrows
from
it
The
down.
Office.
Yes.
Wow,
they're
that
a
really
couple.
narrows. He talks to Toby?
I mean, Toby is in the series finale.
And the joke was that everyone hated Toby.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was still hated in the series finale. That's not really spoiling anything. He's
All right.
nobody really likes him then.
You figured out my joke, Ryan.
Yeah.
Quality content.
Quality content. But yeah, 2010,
Cool.
10 years ago.
Cool.
Train of thought.
Mm.
Interesting.
Chugga chugga chugga.
So we start out the episode with what's his face, the goofy professor.
Oh, Professor Duncany and Duncan.
Yes. Who's there because Betty White got nuts and shot a crossbow or something?
Tried to kill Jeff Wigger, so now she's on paid leave.
So, yeah.
I forgot about that.
It was funny.
And didn't she rapped with Troy and Abed in the
in the
end
post
of the
during the credits, yes.
Yeah.
yeah. And she didn't do too bad.
Oh. I think I enjoyed Jack Black's guest appearance in the midpoint of season 1 better.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, they throw in clips of him, and it's just like,
Yeah.
wait, he wasn't there? What? Annie? No. His reactions to random events during it.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, it starts off because so Professor Duncan, who is kind of like not really caring about teaching the class. He doesn't really care about teaching the class at all throughout the year.
He's a psychology professor, and they
Yeah.
just kind of shoved him here, so he doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
Anthropology is the study of something. This really isn't my field, guys.
Well, they're just watching YouTube.
Yes.
Because it's the study of humanities. This is included.
Nothing is off limits.
Yeah.
Can we look up God? No, don't boo her. The lack of definition of this field means that everything's on the table.
Right.
Top result, God of farts.
Yeah. So they listen to the dude farting.
The auto-tune God of farts.
That was
yeah.
the next video after that.
Right, whatever.
And yeah, so that was
And Shirley's all sad.
surely is sad.
There were 7
Pierce's-
people in my church last night.
Uh,
Auto-tune God of farts.
Pierce is confused.
Yep.
As he usually is.
And so then we go past the opening credits, and Shirley goes and talks to Abed, saying that she would like his help to create a viral YouTube video about Jesus.
Right.
And Abed is not really up to it at first. But he's like, as a Muslim, I'm down for it. But as a filmmaker, no way.
Yeah.
It's been told to death.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, he's not technically wrong. There have been so many different versions of, telling the story of Jesus, and they've all kind of, they're all kind of hit or miss, I'd say.
Mm.
The top ones, in my opinion, would probably be the Passion and the version where Willem Dafoe plays Jesus, and that's like really controversial.
Never.
Yeah.
Don't
I've
know.
seen neither of those movies.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
Nice.
we were forced to watch Passion in high school. I remember that.
All right. Yeah. So.
So yeah, Abed's not quite up to it, and then we start kind of the
Shirley
B-
says, yeah, the story of whatever is the greatest story of all time. And
Oh,
it's
right.
Abed interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The story of Jesus Christ could be seen as the greatest story of all time or something. I
Mhm.
don't remember.
Like that. And that's where we kind of start up the B story of this episode, which was Pierce
And the
because it was-
hipsters.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
hipsters.
They all have hip replacements.
Yep. Yeah, and it starts off because he didn't want to just. He was told he couldn't just eat all of his macaroni and cheese. He had to eat macaroni and cheese with broccoli,
Right.
and he was upset. And he couldn't
Didn't
just eat cookies
like Leonard.
like Leonard.
Shut up, Leonard.
Love it when Leonard's there.
It's really funny.
So that's when Pierce starts hanging out more with the hipsters. Goes and talks to them.
Mhm.
They play a
And-
poker game at some point.
Yeah, and they're like, if anybody comes in and catches us, we just tell them we're playing bingo.
B32. No.
no. And then they this is when he also like pretends that he's like he can't remember anything.
Right. Poker helps him remember. Oh, the dean.
I read an interesting bit of trivia about that, where
Oh.
because he looks at his card and he says Veronica. Veronica is a song that Paul McCartney and someone else sang together, and it's about a woman who has Alzheimer's.
Huh.
Neat.
Yeah. Isn't that?
That sounds like
I feel
a-
like it's a stretch.
That-
That's maybe that's what they were going for.
Dan Harmon does that kind of thing, and in a similar vein to Futurama, where it's just like there's layers of stuff going on.
I'm just wondering if that's what Dan Harmon told him to say, or did Chevy Chase just say whatever? Because he was known for like not really caring all too much about the show and kind of doing his own thing. So, I don't know. Who knows?
Rest in peace, Pierce.
Rest in peace, Pierce. But he's a hologram now.
That no one else has seen, except for Jeff.
Except for
Yep.
Jeff. I'm convinced that he faked his own death, just like all the other times.
Yep.
So that's the plot for the movie.
No. The end of the movie is Chevy Chase's cameo, and he pops up and is like, "Ha! I got you guys. You thought I was dead. You were gone."
Oh.
Ooh, so sad. This is when Shirley runs into. We kind of cut around because the poker game with the hipsters is a little later in the episode, but before that, Shirley finds Abed in the library, and he's like,
I finished reading the New Testament.
yeah, and he's got just all these papers laid out with all of his scribbles on it. And yeah.
I'm gonna do it,
Ooh.
but I have to do it from a new perspective.
A Jesus for the postmodern world.
Yes.
Where he's
Jesus is a
the
filmmaker trying to film God with his camera, but then he figures out that God is trying to film him with his camera or something like that.
Yep.
God is the camera.
God is the camera.
Yeah.
This is the movie.
And
So there are a bunch of
Fourth wall
circles,
Yes.
a bunch of circles,
And
everything.
it goes both ways eternally in both directions.
Yeah.
And the title is Abed, all caps. And I think that was the first Kaufman reference.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yep, because
she's like, I'm tired of people making movies about people making movies about people making movies.
I don't have time for
Damn. Does that mean you don't want to do the movie? It means there is no movie. This is the movie. Abed.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Next time we see Abed.
Well, Shirley
long hair?
wrangled up
Oh,
Troy
that's right.
and Britta.
I don't know how she convinced Britta to do a Jesus video, because it's already been clearly stated that she's an atheist and wouldn't want to have anything to do with a Jesus thing.
I think it was more like she's in the study group. She's kind of nice to Shirley.
Okay.
Perhaps there was some incentive that was missed that they had to cut out.
Maybe. Probably. Troy is rapping. This is pre-Childish Gambino, which is another weird thing.
Mm.
And I saw an interview recently. I think it was an older interview, but it was the guy who plays Chang,
Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong, and apparently, like, he and the guy who plays Troy, Donald Glover, they were like roommates at one point, and he would listen to him make his music. Oh no, their trailers were right next to each other,
yeah.
so he would listen to him working on Childish Gambino music before it was all released, and he was like, I hardly got any sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 So
And then, so what? The random people come in and say, Abed, he's making a movie about the movie or something.
yeah.
Yeah. Or did they hear ruckus outside? I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
They become aware of Abed filming outside on the quad.
Yep.
And there he is. And he's talking to the masses.
Yes.
And
His
then
long hair.
yes, he suddenly has long hair and he's got an open
Randomly.
shirt.
Yeah.
Leather pants.
Leather pants and those boots. Man, there's some good looking boots. And he's and who is it? Shirley.
Shirley
Abed,
interrupts.
what are you
Yeah.
doing? We have to cut. We have to go from the top. He's like, no. There is no cuts. This is a part of the movie. This is all the movie.
We are the filmmakers and we are the camera.
And God is the lens or something.
Yeah. Nonsensical philosophical nonsense mixed with filming
Mm-hmm.
words.
Yep.
Let's see. I think I have like the exact things that
Oh god.
kind of says,
I don't think we need to quote everything.
but it's so good.
It is good, but
Abed.
Shirley tries to get Troy and Britta to come back and work on her film, and they're like, "No, we want to watch Abed."
Yeah. Shirley is not happy.
No. No, no, no. No, 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 no.
Is it then that? No.
The poker game happens, probably.
Yeah, that must be poker
Yeah.
game time.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see a bunch of posters being put up around
Oh, yeah.
campus.
Yeah.
And that's where you
The story of the story is the story.
yeah.
I heard that some theaters are going to show the film backwards. I heard that it's the same film backwards as it is forwards. I heard that the deleted scenes are the scenes and the scenes are the deleted scenes. I heard that Jesus died for our sins.
Oh, and that's when I'm pretty sure this is when somebody says that he's doing the director is doing a Q&A, and it's both a part and not a part of the movie. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So they go over there, and it's like, so, Abed, are we in the movie right now?
You are in a movie.
And they say so many, just...
Yeah, Starburns asked some question.
Starburns winds up editing the film later.
So I have a question
Oh.
about Starburns.
you're going. Go for it.
So, like, Starburns, since he was editing the movie, he showed everything to Abed before,
Yes.
and he was like, oh, I don't know, what do you think? So does that mean that Starburns also knew that the movie was awful, and they had to find some way to silence Starburns?
Was the movie awful, though?
That's the thing. And
We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. Starburns never told the
Maybe
viewers.
6 seasons in a movie will be that movie.
Oh. I don't think we're ready for that.
I don't know, but that's what I was wondering.
His name is Alex.
Oh, right.
Starburns.
I see you got a fancy top hat and a lizard to go with your Starburns. Did I miss anything? The person in between.
Oh, and then so Shirley goes over to the Q&A, and she starts questioning it, and it's like, are you saying that you're Jesus? It's like, I am what you say I am, or whatever.
Like,
Vague nonsense.
And then,
Wow, it's a real life
like
Pharisee.
so they all boo her away or whatever. I think somewhere in the middle of all of this, Troy tells Jeff that Pierce has been acting badly with the
yeah.
hipsters.
Oh.
He warns him that he's been like drinking too much or whatever, and Annie's telling him that, well, aren't you going to do something? It's like, why would I do anything? You're the dad. And he's like, if I'm the dad, would I walk away from this conversation?
no.
No?
Bye.
Yeah.
Classic Jeff. Classic winger.
Yeah.
Notch.
And then there's one part where they're at the study table,
Oh, yeah.
and Shirley says something, and Abed is like,
Good.
Corinthians 1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
Good. You're supposed to. I'm going to shut you down. Good. I'm not going to shut you down. Don't. I'm shutting you down.
Good. Are you quoting Bible to me?
Yeah. Shoot your scripture me.
You just scripture me Muslim. That's the line.
Whoa.
And then I think Annie says, well, he was Jewish. Are you ever going to let that go? Yeah. I think that's when Pierce also started like acting out even more because he brought cigars to the table or something, and he put his feet up on the study table.
Yeah.
And Jeff started acting like his dad. It's like,
Where are you going? Out. When did Pierce become awesome?
then later on, they're filming at night. The hipsters are surrounding the door, and the dean and
Surely.
they have to walk past them, and it's like, just stay calm, no sudden movements.
Don't make eye contact. I don't want to see you hipsters when I come back out here. Go, run.
They leave the car keys in the car, and they're like, come on, let's go for a joyride. And
At 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And Pierce is not really feeling good about doing that, and well, eventually they're going 2 miles an hour. The dude who's driving, like, seriously can't remember where he is and what he's doing.
Where am
and
I?
What year it
is it?
And they run into a light pole.
At 2 miles
2
an
miles
hour.
an hour.
Scatter. They all hobble away.
And so they're working on the last scene. Abed is working on the last scene of the movie when Shirley comes in with the dean, and it's an official complaint due to the separation of church and state. Since they are at a public school, they can't be doing a religious movie. But since the movie is not about Jesus, it is about Abed.
Right.
He's allowed to get away with it, or he
All
convinces
films are
the dean.
religious to me. Oh, that's nice.
And Dean apparently also likes Charlie Hoffman movies.
Yeah.
Charlie Kaufman movies.
Yeah. Well, and then he
The real reason Curtis picked the episode.
right. He's because he's
All
going
films
through
are about death and resurrection.
is the Matrix, is the something, or how about Wrath of Khan, Spock, and Ricardo Montalban.
How captivating was he in that? I think Abed strokes his beard
Yep.
at that. Or the hair.
His hair.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what he is.
That's great.
So it's like, would you like to take a seat and watch us film a scene? And he's like, oh, I'd love that.
Yep.
And Shirley is feeling defeated. And that's when Abed looks at the
Rough cut
a
of the
rough
movie.
cut of it, yeah. And he goes and prays to God because
To
he's
destroy it. It's
my
like,
movie
this
is the
most
worst piece of crap ever.
It's the most self-indulgent piece of crap I've ever seen.
Please, God, take this burden away from me. And Shirley overhears
Yes.
while he's praying, and
I just love that he goes back in and it's set up like the Last Supper. Abed.
but this time it's Shirley.
She's got a baseball bat. She goes whack. Destroys the hard drives.
Yep.
Walks out.
And the camera.
That's
Oh,
right,
yeah.
the
Few
camera.
good swings at the poor camera.
I wonder if she was billed for destroying school property.
I think that was Abed's property.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
This looks like some good hard drives. Perfectly usable hard drives.
Right. We cut to the police station or something.
The security
Probably
office
campus
and-
security.
Campus security.
Yeah.
And
Jeff Winger.
Jeff Winger. It's like,
I'd like to be removed as Pierce Hawthorne's emergency contact.
and he hears about why Leonard doesn't have anybody picking him up because his kids no longer do any of that stuff for him because he keeps getting in trouble all the time. So he sort of feels bad. He gets Pierce out, and then right before he leaves, he's like, "Yeah, keep
I'd like
me
to
on."
add another
Yeah.
contact.
Add Britta,
Britta Perry.
Perry. She works nights.
Days.
She
Yeah, she
works
works
days.
days.
Call it night.
Call it night. A couple times a week.
She worries about him.
So we then cut back to their class together. They're all kind of filing in. Shirley's sitting down. Abed goes and sits down next to her, and they kind of reconcile. And without like acknowledging that Shirley overheard him talk, she's like, "I don't know what you're
Right.
talking about." And then
The film crew thought it was destined, that my movie was too good, so you had to destroy it.
was it the film crew or like the campus?
I don't remember.
Something like that. But then what's his name? The teacher,
Professor Duncan, Ian
Professor
Duncan.
Duncan, comes in. He's like, I have a new video. Abed knows his virality. And it's he helped finish
It's Abed rap, or it's Troy rapping.
Troy
for
rapping.
Jesus.
Jesus rapping video.
On the crane. If you look at it close
Yes.
enough,
Mhm.
he's like up in the air.
Yeah. And she's all happy, and Abed's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, oh.
No.
All right, open your textbook. Abed has broken the internet.
And that's the episode.
That is the episode.
And then post-credit scene, or the credit scene, I guess. They're all wearing. Jeff is wearing his black outfit.
Oh, right.
And then
Oh, yeah.
Abed walks in. He's got his, and then Troy walks in. He's got his black outfit. And
Yep,
then they're all
copying
mimicking.
him. It's like you followed me home and watched my clothing, his clothing schedule or whatever, and figured it out.
Yep.
Mm.
And then Annie walks in too late.
It's like too late. It's like darn it. Yeah. Yep. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's the episode.
Good golden age community episode.
Mm. Golden age.
Yeah.
Sure.
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 Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
It's a good episode. I think there are better in season 2.
Yeah, probably. I don't remember.
I remember some of them.
Get a look.
Well,
If only we had season 2 right here.
Oh, look at that.
And you can do your thing, Ryan. I'm just going to look.
all I really remember from season 2 was the one where there's the zombies.
Oh, did season 2 have the zombie episode?
Yeah, because this is the season when Shirley gets pregnant, and it was possible that it was Chang, but they weren't sure. And it would have happened at the Halloween
thing,
party.
Right.
Are you saying you don't remember Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see,
That's a good
okay, so I have a
episode.
coworker at work who will not be named, who is attempting to watch Community, but said that specific episode is why she stopped watching, because it was too weird.
Okay,
Really?
go to the next episode. That's
I know.
the only
That's
one
what
like
I told
that.
her.
Yeah.
So.
Didn't they made a connection later on in a later season where it was like they thought, what if we're all just like insane people in an insane asylum and we're all tied up together?
That's
the end
ploy.
of season 3. Yes, that was the fake
Psychiatrist-
therapist.
or, therapist,
that Chang paid off.
Yeah.
Something.
I had to audible at the end, but I think they bought it. He's crawling out the window.
Oh, man.
Advanced Dungeons and Dragons is in this season.
Ooh.
Yep, that is a great episode.
With Fat Neil.
Fat Neil, the introduction of Fat Neil.
Yep.
Yeah, the sound effects in those Dungeons and Dragons episodes are just so great.
I think season 2. I think it's season 2 that has the fake clips episode. Maybe that's season 3.
Right.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that time we went rafting.
Yes.
Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
It's the best clips episode ever because it's clips of adventures we've never seen before.
Every cartoon show has shown me that if you poke a hole in the back of a raft, you go faster.
Yeah.
I think the point of this is that we really like Community.
It's a good show.
And it's on Netflix now, so.
Mm-hmm.
They took Advanced Dungeons and Dragons
I know.
off
That's what you
Really?
said.
What's that?
because
That's a
Ken
Chang.
Jeong is blackface for the 3 minutes that he's in the episode.
I mean,
He's playing a dark elf.
He's playing.
he's a dark elf.
It's tough.
What? You don't have armor? I'm not a nerd.
Well,
Yeah.
oh well. We can still watch it because
I own it physically.
physical media.
Yeah.
I need to get it on
Physical
Blu-ray.
media, Curtis.
Blu-ray. So much more definition to enjoy.
Enjoy
Yeah.
both physical
on a
and
large TV.
and I won't lose episodes to Netflix
Right.
for their ideologies or whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Any other closing thoughts?
What are we going to watch next week?
I don't know.
I vote it's not my decision.
I'll leave it to
Okay.
you.
Oh, wow.
Maybe we should watch something featuring BB-8.
No. There's only 2 other things we could watch with that, Curtis.
Oh.
Or Star Wars Resistance, but you don't want to watch that.
I tried watching the first episode, and I was like, I'll skip it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I never watched
Other than that, there's only 2 movies that we could watch with BB-8 in it. Because we already watched The Last Jedi and talked about it for 2.5 hours.
Right. Now,
Let's not do that again.
See
Did I see?
the rumors or whatever that they're looking
Yes.
at making more Clone Wars stuff?
I did hear
I
about
saw
it,
those
yeah.
rumors while Clone Wars Season 7 was coming out.
This was
okay.
recent, though. There were
Oh,
more rumors
there's
about it.
New rumors about it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the rumors going around was that there was still unused episodes that they had on the back burner.
I can believe, yeah.
Why
They had-
wouldn't you? I don't. Just don't know
I
why
don't
they
know.
wouldn't develop them. You'd think.
Neither do I.
It's not like they'd lose money to it. They know they will make money.
Would they?
Yeah, at this point.
I just don't know what the profit margin off of Disney Plus is.
Well, apparently there was an article that was talking about how Disney Plus gained a lot of more subscribers or whatever because they put Hamilton on there. Hamilton the musical.
I've been meaning to watch it.
I've
I
watched the
haven't
first
done it.
episode or the first hour of it. It's 2 hours and something long.
Okay.
But it was good.
I will not be watching that.
It's
No?
really good.
I don't care. I don't really watch plays. Phantom of the Opera was as far as I got.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a very concise production. Like, there are no blackout, in between scenes or anything. It just keeps going and going and going and going. There's like,
Do you see
no
set
downtime.
changes at all, or is it just all the same?
it's like there's one big background kind of thing with some stairs on the side that go up, and there's like a random balcony, but it's not very like, it's just there so that they can fill it with random set pieces that roll in or something, little bookcases and stuff.
Did you watch the video version of Shrek the Musical?
Yes.
No.
Like that, I was blown away by
The bird exploding?
that and just like all of the set pieces that are constantly moving
Mm-hmm.
in that show.
Oh, yeah.
Plus the music is great.
Cheap, 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 cheap,
cheap,
cheap,
cheap,
cheap, cheap, cheap.
So hopefully Curtis has ended the episode by now. But we can continue talking about stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just trying to wrap up and say, what are we going to watch next week?
I don't know.
I guess I'll give you until next Tuesday to figure it out.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I mean,
Like and subscribe.
cut.